What's going on YouTube? I'm E, and this is Simply Put Scents. And I wanted to talk to you guys about a fragrance that came out in the year 2015, last year guys, by the house of Dunhill. And this fragrance is called Icon. So guys, let me tell you, Dunhill is a fragrance house that I completely slept on. Completely. I mean, when I tell you guys, I ignored this house. Not even on my radar. Not even a little bit. But when I smelled this fragrance, I was like, whoa. What does Icon smell like? There is a very citrusy, soapy beginning to this fragrance that is really backed up by some heavy, heavy spice. And I'm talking about pepper. To be honest with you guys, I'm not a fan of pepper. Pepper in fragrances doesn't always work for me. But when it's done right, I've noticed that pepper is a fragrance note that I actually appreciate more and more. And I think it's done really well in Dunhill Icon. Now there is a slight floral element in this fragrance, but that doesn't start creeping in until the mid. So you're gonna wait a while before that lavender, sage type of concoction starts to weave its way at the top. But the petitgrain also, which is also in the top, is also very prominent. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this fragrance that leaves you to think, what the heck were they thinking? But it's actually a very brilliant composition. It's very interesting. It's not like a lot of fragrances you smell, which in my opinion make it a very appealing fragrance. Also, as the pepper starts to dry down, you'll notice that the cardamom starts to pop off. The cardamom is very smooth and comfortable. It's not like a really in-your-face, crazy cardamom spice, but you definitely notice it. The pepper though is the dominant spice in this scent. As the scent starts to dry down, it starts to become much more of a woodier fragrance with the vetiver giving it that earthiness, which you also get from the mid also. You start to smell that earthiness of the scent from that moment. But it's really a very refreshing, earthy, classy, but yet versatile type of smell. The performance of this fragrance is pretty good. The longevity of the scent is about 6 to about 7.5 hours on my skin, and the projection of the scent is pretty decent, especially within the first 2.5 hours. After that, it becomes a little closer. It doesn't become much of a skin scent until hour about 4. That's when you'll notice it's really close to the skin and people will have to get close to you to smell it. However, if it gets on your clothes, the aroma of the scent will waft everywhere for hours. When to wear. One of the highlights of this fragrance is, without question, its versatility. This is a skeleton key scent that I think you can wear at any season, any occasion, any reason you might feel to have this fragrance on. It might work for that occasion. It can work for anyone in their older years. It can work for anyone in their younger years. It does come off as a boss fragrance, so a lot of mature brothers might appreciate this more. But younger guys out there, I definitely think you should pay attention to a scent like this because, again, it's always a good idea sometimes to step up your game and to sometimes come across more mature than your age suggests, you know? If you're a guy out there with not a lot of bottles, this could be a workhorse fragrance for you without question. Is this fragrance a unique scent? This is definitely a very unique fragrance to my nose. I don't smell too many fragrances that are like this. Now, some people will say this smells a lot like Terre D'Hermes by Hermes, but I really don't see that. Whereas that is much more of a citrus vibe. This fragrance is a lot more soapy. It's got an earthiness to it, but it's not got a dirtiness to it, as you'll smell in Terre. It's soapy, but yet earthy. It's citrusy, but it's floral. It's woody, but yet it's spicy. And it all comes together in a beautiful way. And I really appreciate its uniqueness. So the uniqueness factor of this fragrance, extremely high. Again, this is a fragrance that you'll be able to wear all year round without issue. It's only about $50 on discounters. The retail price isn't too bad. This fragrance is worth the retail price, but you could definitely get this fragrance for about $50 if you look good. And to be honest with you, that is a very, very good price for this scent. So the value of this fragrance is for sure pretty high, in my opinion at least. Is Dunhill Icon a compliment magnet? No. The reaction that I get from this fragrance is that it smells pretty masculine. It's very, very appealing. A lot of women appreciate this fragrance because even though it's fresh, it doesn't have that overly sweet vibe to it. So there are a lot of women who like sweet fragrances, but then there are a lot of women who find sweet fragrances feminine. So for the women out there who really likes their man to smell very manly, this is a fragrance which will appeal to her. Or might, you never know, because people are different, right? But definitely this is a fragrance that may appeal to a woman who appreciates fragrances that smell uber manly on men. I think it will enhance your image when you wear it because it definitely will communicate assertive, reassuring, and strong. Now the negatives of this fragrance, to be honest with you, I can't really come up with that many. Now there are some people who are gonna think that the pepper in this fragrance is just over the top and will not appreciate it. Some of you may not appreciate all the facets of this scent. Some people might appreciate the soapiness, the freshness, but may not like the spiciness or the woodiness of it. Some people might like the spiciness of it, but might not like the citrus element in it. So you'll have a bunch of different takes on this scent. This is a fragrance that might appeal to a lot of people, but it might also be a turn off to a lot of people as well because of the fact that, again, it has so many different elements in it. So there are lots of chances to turn a person off. But in the reverse of that, there's a lot of chances to turn a nose on to this scent. Now guys, the P.A.G.E rating. As you know, I like to rank fragrances in the P.A.G.E rating system. And what that means is P for poor, A for average, G for good, and E for exceptional. So, where do you think Dunhill Icon lands on the page? In today's business model where everything is about sales and not about creativity, it's beautiful to see a house like Dunhill do a scent like this. It really made me feel good to smell this fragrance. It makes me feel good to wear this fragrance. I definitely consider this fragrance an E, without question. I give this fragrance high marks. I give this fragrance an E status, not a G, but an E, because I definitely think this fragrance stands up among any fragrance within its genre. I think this fragrance, of course this isn't the best fragrance on the planet, but I definitely think it can stand next to other great fragrances within its genre, and I think that allows it to be an E rated fragrance. Like, I mean, it shocked me that Dunhill did this, especially since this could have come from Hermes, and I would have not blinked an eye paying 100 and whatever amount of money that an Hermes bottle would cost me. To have all of those elements that it has within it, and to have it blend together in such a seamless, beautiful, transitioned way, where this scent is not at all linear. This scent goes through various stages. It's extremely complex for a designer scent. And it's coming from Dunhill. Dunhill. I mean, wow. Again, wow. So I definitely see this fragrance as an exceptional scent. It's creative, it's unique, it's masculine, it's fresh, it's beautiful, it's soapy, it's aromatic, it's versatile, it's just an amazing fragrance. This is a fragrance that the public will be ignoring, so you'll be able to smell different and unique from millions of other guys out there, which is a good thing also. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to know your thoughts, guys. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe, and if you like this video, please like it. I'd appreciate it, guys. I'm E, and this is Simply Put Sense. And I'm Simply OUT.